Okay, something completely different. That is the theme. So let us begin. But first, let me just provide you a glimpse, probably just a short background of the company I work for, Gigamon. So Gigamon provides network visibility and analytics across all traffic for over 4,000 of the largest complex organizations in the world. And that includes 83% of the Fortune 100. We do that with a proven product that is built over 140 patents on an excellent 4.7 out of 5 customer satisfaction rating that keeps our customers at the forefront of their industries. And this is actually where we started. And I'm just so sorry before I speak, let me just press everything. So this is actually where we started. No, network visibility in today's world is complex with routers, switches, and ports. But we've managed all that in a seamless manner that allows secure data to traverse through a series of optimization solutions. Gigamon help us achieve this by sitting between your tools and the infrastructure layer through a comprehensive set of network visibility, analytics, and optimization solution. Our long-time mission is actually to address complexity through pervasive visibility. And since in the next 14 minutes of my time, I'll be talking about the observability pipeline, let's define this phrase. So the technical definition for observability from Mr. Webster, and that is non-intrusive operational telemetry. So which means that it is the ability to observe the internal state of a system by examining the output. Deep, when we say deep, our chief product officer would always tell us that there's a huge difference between knowing and guessing, right? And pipeline, which means to say there is a continuous flow of information through automation, which is relevant for the different teams to collaboratively work effectively, more effectively. And when we discuss about deep observability, it's actually a combination of network intelligence and melt. So it is really relevant that there's the intelligence about the network, but at the same time, there should be an intelligence from the network. So I'm talking about the melt, the metrics, events, logs, and traces. And when you combine it with the packet flow and the metadata, now you have the deep observability, which is equally important. Hence, that's why you're seeing on my table right here that you need both for you to have a proactive detection of vulnerability and security. And at the same time, you may also have the data for troubleshooting and forensics when you need it. Okay, and then, so we'll have a personal exercise. Continuing with the theme, something different. So no conferring with each other, please. Individual exercise. I'm giving you 30 seconds to look at this. This is the evidence because I find this photo kind of weird. No hints, no clues, and then just tell me what it is, okay? 30 seconds, and it starts right now. Last 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You don't have to answer now. We'll discuss later on. You just have to observe the photo. Thank you for participating. So we'll go back to that photo later. Okay, balikan po natin yan mamaya. So we'll go back to that photo later. So what you see is, actually I'm gonna walk you through how is a cyber security attack happens, and seeing the unseen. So on the right, you can also see here the difference of having observability, deep observability at the bottom, and at the top is no deep observability. Okay, so actually a cyber attack usually happens when a threat actor gain access to an employee laptop. Yes? So that's actually, for example, through phishing. So some of you might have thought that, the endpoint security should have detected it. Well, maybe yes, but at some point, sometimes not. So what happens now is that the laptop do a call out through a command and a CNC, okay? And it will wait for an employee to log in to get the credentials. Now, the employee simply logs into the laptop and nothing suspicious here, right? However, so when the threat actor copies the credentials and gains entry to the corporate network, that means that we were gonna have lateral movement, and that is the first successful lateral movement of a threat actor. So maybe on the right, with deep observability, they might have noticed that. But if there's none, so they might think that it was just benign noise. Now, next. So what happens is that once the lateral movement is done, they will establish a backdoor. So backdoor from the command and control server down to the drop server, whereby the threat actor do not no longer need the access from the employee's laptop because they have already gained access in it. Next would be the threat actor will now have more discovery and more lateral movement. And definitely they will target the high value servers, right? And when they do so, they will slowly copy the data from the high value data server to the drop server, which then that may take time, but that's actually the purpose of the threat actor, so that it will not cause an alarm, or probably that other tools will not be able to detect it. Now, what happens is that here now comes a fast, loud exfiltration of data. Maybe the perimeter security might have detected it, but at this point in time, the perimeter security, depending on the strength of the decryption, may not be able to detect how big it is or where is it coming from, right? So that's exactly the difference of having with or without deep observability in place. So now that we have discussed the importance of deep observability, we have had one-to-one conversations with 100 of our customers worldwide. And this is they have to say, that infrastructure today are evolving because of next-gen data center, IoT, OT, addition of the hybrid clouds, which is containerized environments, public, private cloud. And the teams that they have are siloed because they have different functions. So sometimes some of the teams do not talk to each other that much. Hence, and at the same time, they have different parameters because they are monitoring and managing different tools depending, again, on the functions of that department. Now creating security tools, tool sprawl, agility, which means to say that because they want to have fast and they want to run fast, and cloud team really runs fast, that sometimes there is no interconnection between them, creating blind spots as well, and that now affecting as well the mean time to detect and to respond. And on top of that, there's also a trouble in terms of the organization will push you to be agile, but they want you to do more with less budget. Okay, so this is what Gigamon actually designed to do. That's why we're talking about the observability pipeline, because if we segment it into different components, 4 of them, starting with access, Gigamon will be able to provide all access to traffic. May it be physical, the physical data center, probably virtualized environments or cloud, etc., and be able to transform it and optimize it in such a way that it provides different wealthy options for the tools to use. And finally, brokering that in such a way that it will be, Gigamon will provide you a leverage to brand agnostic tools, providing you with consistent security posture. So now, this is how we bridge the IT tools, the teams, and telemetry through Gigamon deep observability pipeline. So marrying the packet flow and the metadata, you will, again, like what I said earlier, you can then now have a proactive approach of detecting security and vulnerability fast, and at the same time, providing you the power of forensics and troubleshooting later on. And this is another the graphical representation of how complex the connection of the tools versus the environment. However, when we do deep observability, regardless whether the tools are inline or outbound, whether any workload, any time, any security stack, so that provides you with a very smooth packet modification and transformation to make that data more valuable to different teams. Okay, proof points. This is actually what the customers, partners, and analysts would have to say. And it's not about just the function of Gigamon as in the east-west traffic visibility or north-south. They're also talking about here how important it is in a hybrid cloud environment. Another proof point is the U.S. Department of Defense. In fact, when they did the RFP, Gigamon was not invited. However, at that point, calls were made, and they did mention to us, to our team, that they would like to target 3 important things. One is about lateral movements, because the organization is vulnerable to east-west traffic vulnerabilities. And second would be privilege escalation, wherein some people or even adversaries are getting the access where they should not be. And lastly is the visibility across different platforms, physical, virtual, and cloud. And that's why the calls were made and they brought Gigamon on. This actually can be found in, you can Google that, and actually it's published. So summary, let me just summarize that first. We were talking about earlier that guessing opens the door to exploration, but knowing solidifies understanding. Both are crucial. Guessing feels curiosity, while knowing confirms the truth. That's actually relevant as also in our daily basis, in our daily life, right? Second is that we talked about network intelligence and the beauty of MELT combining together to achieve deep observability. And lastly, how do we enhance now your entire network to turn to raw data to actionable insights? Okay? And then, of course, before I end, I promise you to give you the answer for the last one. So what was weird about the picture earlier? Okay? So let's segment everything. I know there's something wrong. At first glance, there's none, but let us break it into different parts. The street number is visible. Have you seen that? It's a 203. Very visible. And then it is clearly a commercial property. Yeah, of course, we're missing billboards, right? There. But a commercial property that is very unappealing, because you can see there the decorations and all, very rundown. But wants you to know that it's open. You see the lights? It's open. And then, well, surprisingly, there's no business name visible. Suspicious, huh? So now, question is, what sort of business runs something so adorned and run down? And what sort of business wants you to know that it's open, but not what it is? That actually, my friends, is an exercise of anomaly detection. Let me know if you got it right. Do you know what establishment is? That is actually an Uppertel offering adult service erotic massage. It's actually based in 203 Permata Road in Australia. Yes, okay. Did everybody guess it right? Nakuha ba? Hindi, no? Bago sa paningin mo, sir, no? Okay, so I think that's all it. I think that my time is up. Muli po, isang mapagpalang hapon. From the court to the cloud, my name is Jennifer Tan. Maraming salamat po sa pakikinig. Thank you.
Morning, Sharon.
Hey, Joe. Great tie.
Look at them, blissfully unaware. They have no idea that there are threats their security and observability tools simply can't see.
Leaving their hybrid cloud environment vulnerable, which means they could get caught with their pants down.
Only Gigamon can supercharge your security and observability tools with network-level intelligence, allowing them to detect unseen threats and mitigate risk.
Okay, any questions?
Without deep observability from Gigamon, your existing tools can leave you with true vulnerability. and a false sense of confidence.
Bill, sorry to interrupt your board meeting. We've been hacked.
Hacked? Really?
Not on my watch. Gotcha! You joker, you!
Don't get caught with your pants down. Get Gigamon and get deep observability.